like, we'll be looking at the association, guys. So what is your association? Association is nothing but the way you are going to establish relationship between the different entities of your success factors employee central system, guys. And this is nothing different from the relationship whatever we used to have in SAP HCM. In the same fashion, like say if you want to associate personal sub areas to your personal areas, you are going to use the relationship, right? In the same way, we are going to associate the foundation objects to another foundation object, guys. So you are associating or keeping a relationship between one foundation object to another foundation object. Like a division reports to a
Hello.
company. Yeah.
Hi Raghu, this is Shiva. I can't able to see your screen. Is this something?
Nothing, like I am not showing anything. I'm just talking to all of you guys. I'm not showing
All right,
anything.
Raghu.
Yeah, okay,
Okay,
cool. No
thanks.
worries.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as I told you, right? Say if a division reports to a company or legal entity, you have to establish a association or you have to establish a relationship between those things. And the different types of association in your success factor system, it can be one-to-one or one-to-many, guys. Okay. So let me show you where you will be able to find the standard associations provided by the standard success factor system, and then I'll go ahead and build some custom associations between the various objects of your success factors employee central system. So you can find the association. Let me go to manage org pay and job structures, and if you go here and let me open a business unit, guys. No, here it is not there. Here you can see, guys, the spoke is nothing but the division that we renamed it yesterday, right? Do you remember in our last session, we renamed the division to spoke. And here you can see when you are trying to create a division, you see here, there is a business unit available to you. So this is nothing but, which means nothing but you can associate or you can keep a relationship between this division and the business unit that you are interested. Let's say if I want to keep a relationship between these two things, the department, the division that I'm going to create, and say this business unit like AS USA business unit. Let's say I want to create a, like say this is going to be AS underscore division underscore HR. Let me as it is. You can see here you created an entity division and you associated that, or you established a relationship between this business unit and this division entities. So where from this coming up, the business unit, the association, right away you have a drop down list available to you, right? Where from this coming is like in the back end, you kept a association rule between your division and the business unit objects, guys. So that is the reason you are able to see these things. And at the same time, say if you go to your, sorry guys, 1 second. Let me go to department. Here you can see department has an association with your division. Division is nothing but spoke. Yes, if you are creating a new department, let's say right now we created something called as USA underscore you can see HR AS underscore div underscore HR. So this is the division that we created, and if you want to associate this division to another department, let's say this department is going like AS underscore department underscore. Like that you can see here. How you are using your association, like you can establish a hierarchy or you can build your organization structure using this association concept, guys. And this is the for sure short question in your employee central certification, guys. What concept that you are going to use to build your organization structure? And they'll give you a couple of options, like one of the multiple choices, like one of the option that you see is the association. Association is the correct answer, guys. So in which data model? The next question is going to be like, it's not question. So where you are going to keep this configuration, guys? Yes, I'm telling you, in the backend you are doing this configuration and you are establishing the relationship or keeping the association between the different objects of your employee central system. So where actually, what is the place you are going to create this association is the your corporate data model, guys. Yes, you are talking about the relationship between the foundation objects, and in the same data model, yes, your foundation objects are maintained in the corporate data model, and in the same data model you are going to keep the relationships, or I can say associations of your employee central system, guys. Let me show you where it is, and then I'll try to create a custom association, guys. Let me get the latest data model, guys, from your provisioning system. Here you can see.
Hi Raghu, this is Sandy. I'm struggling for the access from last 3 days, but I'm not getting the access.
Hey Sandy, I reset your password. I send it to you, and again just few minutes back I reset your password, and I send it to you, Sandy.
Raghu, even I don't have. Raghu, even I don't have Raghu password.
See,
I think you can try and log in with our access.
no, I did that, Sandy. I did that with your credentials, and it's working. And that is when I sent to you just few minutes back, like around 10 minutes back. And also, like I created Smita, Shweta, and Ray access as well, guys. And I sent you an email few minutes back, just before like 5-10 minutes back, before we starting the session.
Okay, no worries. Raghu, we'll check.
Yep. Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Yep. No problem, guys. Okay, let me show you this. I'm going to export the latest data model that is available in our system, and then we'll try to understand how the associations are going to be kept in this, maintained in the system. Then we'll create a build a new one, guys. Shit. Okay. This is the latest one, guys, which we downloaded. What I'm going to do is like I'm going to get it to my desktop. And remember this thing, guys, your association works only with your foundation objects. Nothing but the objects that you are going to define are already available in your corporate data model, guys. And the type is going to be like either it can be one-to-one association or one-to-many association, guys. Okay. And where you will be able to find the association, like there is a tag called as HRIS association. Yeah, you can see, guys, inside an object. Right now you are inside the location HRIS element, guys. Nothing but you are inside a location object, and you can easily find it out. You can see you are in the location, right? If you go all the way down of your location, let's say you have to go all the way down of your location object. I'm just using the left window, guys. You can see the left window, and if you go, you can see there is an tag called as HRIS association. This is the simplest way to find your association, guys. Find the object, look at HRIS association tag. Yes, this is the place we are going to work on. You can see here, yes, we are inside the location object, and here you can see the location has two associations maintained, with one with the GeoZone and another with company. Okay, let me show you how it looks like. if you go to your location, you see guys, yes, you are trying to create a location. You can see wheel is nothing but company guys. And then you can see business address is nothing but location. I'm sorry guys, business address is nothing but GeoZone. That is how they named it. And you can see here these two, and you see this plus symbol. You can see here there is a plus symbol. It's not a drop down list guys. You see here you can keep on add multiple companies. You can relate a location, the location that you are trying to create here, to multiple companies. And that is the reason you can see that is nothing but one location. You are trying to establish relationship to multiple companies. So that is nothing but one-to-many relationship guys. You can see here your location, we are inside the location object. You are keeping an association, and the multiplicity, the type that we are using is one-to-many, one location to many destinations. That is nothing but company, one location to many companies. That is what you are establishing a relationship guys. Is it clear guys? So this is the standard success factors provided relationship or association provided in the data model. And in order to build a new one, say if I want to build my own association between the different objects that I am interested. So what I have to do is like nothing else. It's pretty simple. The blind way is like you go ahead and copy one of the existing tags, copy these things, and say if I want to keep a relationship between my division and location. Let me go into division guys. This is the division object. If I go to division, I'm inside the division now, and if I go all the way down, let me check. Yeah, you can see division has a association with your business unit. That is what we have seen earlier, right? Say if I want to keep an association between my division and location, I can do that guys. Here you don't need to do the tags guys. The tag is already there. You can see your HRIS association starting tag and this HRIS association ending tag. So your tag is already there. Yeah.
So Raghu, typically in our old SAP HR system, we had a relationship between org unit and cost center, or and then personal area, sub area, etc. So are those kind of similar associations, are those kind of similar relationships we're building, right?
Yes, correct guys. Okay.
Raghu, but do we have any restriction, like meaning like a hierarchy, something like okay, this is how it needs to flow, or it will allow like the way we want to connect whatever is the way?
No, the restriction, as I told you, it is only between your foundation objects. Yes, you have the flexibility to establish your own relationship, and there is no restrictions over there guys. You can delete the standard success factor provided associations, and we can build the relationship between the different objects in whatever fashion that we need.
Okay, let's say like a one-to-many, like a many to one. Like
Yeah.
Many business units are connected to one company code. If you do the other way, like I know it's not, I'm not encouraging to do the wrong way, but if you do that, does the system will accept, or you come up with a whole completely wrong design, or
it's a wrong design? The system won't throw you any error.
Okay.
Yeah, the system, yes, technically it is possible, and that is the reason system is allowing you. But how you want to do configuration, it's up to you, like how you want to do the business, right? Based on that, you can go ahead and configure that array.
Okay, meaning internally it's nothing is restricted there, it's all open then.
Exactly.
Okay.
Just one question.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is only two association, right? One-to-one and one-to-many. And no other association, like many-to-many.
No, many-to-many is not there. Because you are always talking about from one object perspective to how many instances of that particular object. Let's say I want to keep one-to-one relationship between my division and location. Let me check the location entity ID, guys. This destination entity is nothing but the ID of your location object, guys. So you can find that if you go all the way up and if you go to that particular element, you can see this is the ID that I'm talking about, guys. The technical ID of that particular object. Okay. It's pretty simple, guys. Once you do like one or two on your own, and you don't need any other assistance, guys. See, you can see right now I established one relationship between your division and location. Let me go ahead and load this into my provisioning system, and then we'll see like how it is working, guys.
Raghu, Rashmi here. I send you one to upload in provision system. Have you uploaded it?
No, not yet, Rashmi. I'll do that, Rashmi.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Import the standard success factors for data model, and it is in the March folder. This is the one, guys. Okay, go ahead and submit that. Okay, so your data model is loaded into the system, guys. Let me log off and log in again quickly.
Raghu, when will you use one-to-one and when will you use one-to-many? Is there a defined instance?
It's not defined. It's all basically like it depends on your business. Say if you want to connect one business unit to multiple locations, yes, or like say if your company, the best example, like if your company has multiple business units, right? Yes, that is nothing but one business, one company to multiple business units.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do we have any like a best practice like association diagram or something like that, meaning okay, connecting a business unit to legal entity, like a standard way of doing, like a recommended way of success?
No, Ray.
Any diagram or anything?
No, I don't see anything, Ray.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, why I'm asking is in a SAP world, system allows only up to some extent.
Yeah.
So you cannot connect whatever we want. So
Correct.
it's a best practice, some like a hierarchy will be there. So that you recommend when you go as a consultant.
Yeah. I don't see anything like that, guys. I don't see like in none of this requirements gathering also, they don't come up with any of these best practices guides or nothing. Yeah, let me see. I mean, I cannot promise you on that because so far I haven't seen anything like that. But let me look into it. If at all I found something, right, definitely I'll share those things with you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. And here you can see, no, not this one. We are in the. So what did we do that? We did an association between your business unit and location, right?
Well, I don't think you saved it when you did it.
One second.
Mama going to pick Yash. You want me to bring you anything?
So between what objects, guys, we kept an association here?
Division and location.
You did it with business.
Yeah,
you showed business unit.
So this is your division and business unit. This one, I don't think it's location, right? Division and location. That's what we kept. One second. Now guys, 1 second.
Was it business unit?
Yeah, it was division that has a link with association with business unit, and then you added location to it.
Yeah, just give me a second.
Location,
Let me.
I remember location was there.
If you can go to division, I'm sure you'll be able to see it.
Yeah, 1 second. This is not the one, guys. Just a second. Okay, right now we are in division, and if I go to the associations of your division, yeah, and here you can see your one-to-one relationship to your location. Yeah, let me load. I'm not sure guys whether it is load saved or not. Okay. Let me log up and log in again, guys.
Raghu, we loaded in provisioning or in instance?
What it is?
We loaded that XML file in provisioning now.
Yes.
Provisioning system.
Correct. Go to manage organization, job and pay structures, and now if you go to, sorry, not showing up, guys. It is not showing up, guys.
Is there no division in the field?
Pardon? Division is, we renamed it to Spoke, Victor. What we can do is, like, let me take another one, guys. From these things, I'll try to establish association between your business unit and company. I don't know, like right now we have any association between your company and business unit. Let me check that. Okay, you can see here from wheel you don't have any association with the business unit, right? From your company to your business unit association. How I'm going to keep it? Like, if I'm going to the company HRIS element, and you can see right now it doesn't have any associations. So your company doesn't have any associations at this moment. And what I'm going to, like, I'm going to, one second. This is a good example, guys. You don't have even have tags here. Let me get the tags here. Okay. I'm going to get these tags, and I'm going to keep these tags under the company, your legal entity, guys. This is the first element. Okay, and you have to paste it after the HRIS field, guys. So once you paste it there, right, just remove one of those things, and we are keeping a relationship between your business unit. Business unit is the ID of the destination object, and that is what we want to do. And let me
You're doing one-to-one. That's one company to one business unit then.
Yeah, you can do that. You can associate to multiple. That's not a deal. Let me finish this and I'll show you the multiple one-to-many. One second, guys. It is not closing. Did we load that, guys? Shit. Just load into provisioning system, guys. I forgot about that. It got loaded. Let me go to admin tools, and from there go to manage organization, pay and job structures, and go to your wheel business legal entity. What is happening? Okay. You can see here, guys, your wheel, you kept an association with your business unit. That is the reason you can see, and you can only add only one business unit to your wheel, like the company. When you're creating a company, you kept an association with your business unit, and yes, we kept a one-to-one association, and that is the reason you can see here. You can only add one business unit to one company. Let's say wheel ID. Let's say S underscore US underscore and status is going to be like active. Okay, and you don't have option to add more business units to one company, right? You can see here, it's not available to you. And say if you have a requirement which is weird, and you can see here, if you want to associate this company to another business unit as well, yes, you can do that. And it's pretty simple, guys. Go to your association and change the multiplicity from 1 to many, guys. That will work out. Let me do that. And this is the one, guys, we are working on. Okay. Shit.
No swearing.
I don't know, like it got corrupted or something. It was not. It's not working properly, guys. Somehow. Okay, no. Let me cross check, guys, whether what are the changes that we did saved properly or not. Then we'll load it into the system. And you can see it was saved, guys. No problem. Yeah. Go to your provisioning system to load the data model into the system. Go here and click on submit. Okay, so the data is loaded, the data model is loaded into the system, and now we have to test that same thing. Just log out from your instance and log in again, guys, so that all the latest changes will be reflected to your instance. And if you go to your admin tools, yeah, now you can see the difference, guys. Earlier business unit was being displayed as a drop down list here, and there is an option to add only one business unit to a particular company. And now you have an option to add multiple business units to that particular company. Let's say it is AS underscore manufacturing, and say and you want to associate that to another business unit. Let's say AS underscore something guys, whatever the data is available.
Currency is euro.
Thanks, man. And you can see here, this is how your association is going to work, guys. And it's not only for the new entities, whatever we are trying to create. See, so far whatever I have shown you, right? I'm trying to create a new entities, whether it is a wheel or it is a company or your division, everything, whatever I have shown so far, it's a new entities, right? Brand new entities I'm trying to create, and I'm trying to associate it. It's not only your brand new entities that are going to use the association that you just configured in the system, even all the old business units or divisions which are already there in the system. The data is already there in the system. Yes, you can also go ahead and keep an association with them as well, guys. Let's say you can see here, let me get one company here. And you can see here, this is the old data which is already sitting in my system, and the new association has been built just now, and there is an association between your business unit and your company. But as this is the old data which is already in the system, you can see here right now you don't see any association between these two things. And if at all you want to create it, right, your association, yes, you can go ahead and create. You can see here there is a make correction. Click on make correction, and this will allow you to go ahead and add multiple business units to your company, guys. Basically, let's say yes. And you can go ahead and add n number of things, guys. There is no problem at all. You can click on save. That's it, guys. So this is how your association is going to work, guys. And as I told you, the limitation is only with respect to your foundation objects. Yeah. Any questions, guys? So far, whatever we have discussed about the association.
The one more question, Raghu Madan. So when you create an association and it is being said it is required, so does it give the error for the old record, just like you showed?
Yeah. Let me show you. Yeah, that's a good question, guys. I forgot about that. I thought you can see, guys, with when you are trying to create an association, one of the attribute associated with your association is the required or mandatory. Let me go to these things. Yeah, you can see here. you have an attribute called as required, which I totally forgot, ignored about those things, and it was by default false, which means that when you are creating a company, associating that company to your business unit is not at all a mandatory. Even without associating your company to your business unit, you can always save your company. But say my requirement, my customer says that whenever you are trying to create a company, you have to associate that to a business unit, or vice versa is more relevant, guys. Say whenever you are creating a business unit, you want to associate it to a company. Yes, that's true. And let's say, as we already have an association between your company and business unit, my customer says that, yes, whenever you are trying to create a company, try to associate that to at least one business unit. So I have to make this as mandatory. So the relationship is a mandatory relationship, and the attribute that is going to control that particular property is the required attribute in your associations, HR associations tag, guys. And yes, your existing data is not going to be disturbed, guys. But whenever you want to, sorry guys, say you already have the data in the system, and tomorrow your customer says that, yes, this is the new required or the mandatoriness I want to keep between the relationship between your company and your business unit. And you went ahead and you did the configuration, you loaded that into the provisioning system, everything looks fine. But tomorrow, when you want to edit the data, the existing data in your SuccessFactors instance, yes, that is when you see the problem, guys. Until unless you edit the data, there is no problem in the system. All the business units, all the company, the legal entities, whatever they are, right, they will be existing you, and they don't throw any error to you. But whenever you are going to edit the existing data which doesn't have any association or relationship between your company and business unit, that is when you see the problem. Let me load this into the system. I'll show you guys. That's the data model, guys. We just now saved that. Okay. Let me go to the administration tools. And now you can see here, if you are trying to create a wheel, and you can see here there is a star mark, which means that it's a mandatory. Let me create one, guys. And now you can see I am not able to save it. Yes, because we made it as a mandatory. At least we have to associate that to one business unit. Let's say AS underscore something. Now I am able to do that. And let me grab one which doesn't have any association at this moment. It's already have, guys. 1 second. I don't think so. Okay. Now you can see here there is no error. But when I'm trying to edit this existing company, you see here now it is a mandatory. Even if I want to save it, let me change the description. I'm not able to save it because I haven't changed anything, guys. Let's say Agile Business is Brazil Corporation Company or legal entity, whatever it may be. And you can see now you are seeing this error. Until unless you go ahead and maintain the associate that to a business unit, you cannot save this entity, guys. Yeah. So that is how it is going to work with your association, guys. The required mandatoriness are your foundation objects, relationship between those things, one-to-one, one-to-many relationships, and the multiplicity is the one that is going to carry either it is one-to-one or one-to-many association, guys. Okay. And the next thing that we are going to discuss in today's session is your propagation rules, guys. So what are your propagation rules? As I told you earlier, your propagation rules, the funda behind your propagation rules is like you have to populate some fields of your employee central system based on some other object, the related object data. Say you have a location, and when you are hiring an employee to the particular location, or like say if you have a company and say the company has got some business hours on that particular entity, and when you are hiring an employee to that particular company, you want to default the business hours for that particular employee in the job information to 40 hours. Yes, you can do that. In a similar fashion, the job classification or job role, all those things, whatever you want to do a propagation, whatever you want to keep a relationship, basically you are trying to create a propagation rule between the related fields of your employee central system. Yes, you can keep a propagation rule between the required fields of your employee central system. That way you can automate data loading or auto populate the data of the relevant fields in your employee central system. So where the best example where you can see this behavior of auto populating the data is, let me show you that, guys. If you go to your new employee hire, go to your administration tools and where it is, go to update user information and click on add new employee. Let me create one employee, guys. I'm just updating the mandatory fields, guys, here.
Is it like hiring action and SAP?
Yep, exactly. I don't know like who asked this question. Yes, correct, guys.
Raghu, propagation also happens only with foundation objects?
No. Let me talk about that. Let me show you this example and then I'll show you. Once you look at the data model, right, you'll be able to tell that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just populating some data, guys. I guess we are good. Oh, okay. 1 second, guys. Let me click on next. Okay, so we are in the job section portlet, right? You can see here, this is the job information. And now if I select, you can see company is there, and say if I select I didn't remember that, guys. 1 second, let me show you. The actual clear job information compensation. Do you want to continue? No. Okay, that's fine. Let me go to this. One second, yes, I had to populate the data properly to show this example because I don't know, like my data is wiped off. And this is also one important question, guys. Can I name any employee file without your company information on that particular employee file can exist in your SuccessFactors system? And no, guys, you can see your company is always a mandatory to create an employee record in your SuccessFactors system, guys. Just let me go ahead and populate a couple of business units and companies, guys, so that way we can see this behavior. Let me take one, guys, here. Let's go to company AS underscore US underscore company. Here you can see, let me say this is 40 hours. Okay. AS US underscore manufacturing, guys. That's the one we gave here. Click on submit. Okay. Let me go ahead and quickly select AS underscore. Okay. Go to add new employee. This is the one we selected, guys. AS underscore US underscore company. And let's say this is a new hire. Now you can see this is a company that we selected over there, and under that particular company we have something called as like AS underscore US underscore manufacturing. Okay, and if you see here, guys, if you notice, the moment we selected this company and business unit, you see here the standard week layouts are populated. You can see here the standard week layouts. You are able to see this data. We haven't populated this data, guys. It is auto populating based on our selections here. You see here, it will clear out your data. I don't want to do that, but so this is how you can see this data is auto populating here, and the concept behind how this data is auto populating. This is one example, guys. You can see a lot of examples, and you can also create a lot of auto population of your data in your SuccessFactors system. And yes, the concept behind this is like how your data is being populated is like you have to keep rules between the objects and what fields that you want to auto populate in your propagation rules data model, guys. Okay, and basically these things are going to work with your succession data model. Your propagation is closely works with your succession data model. It's not part of your succession data model, but yes, the different entities of your succession data model is going to be populated. And the source can be your foundation objects. Yes, it can read the data from your foundation objects and populate on the your succession data model objects. Okay, as you can see, the employee job information, which is more relevant towards the employee information, right, which ideally goes to your succession data model. Yes, you are trying to populate the succession data model entity, the job information, standard weekly hours, and the source you are trying to read it from the either the business unit or company, those things, which are your foundation objects. Okay, and it's not only this thing. Let me select one more thing. We don't have any job classification available here, guys. Sorry about that. One second. We have to populate this data, guys. You have to go ahead and keep a business unit division relationship, right? You have to create a couple of divisions under the business unit, and at the same time create a couple of departments, location, and all those things. That is how you will be able to see this complete concept of your propagation and changing the different fields data here based on the selections that whatever you are going to select here. So what we are going to do is like, let me take an example, guys, and based on that I'll show you like how to auto populate the dependent fields from your source object entities, guys. And as I told you, the rules you are going to keep this thing for this your propagation is like you have a separate XML file called as a propagation rules XML file or propagation data model, guys. And let me show you how it looks like. Then I'll go ahead and create a custom rule, guys. Okay, let me log into the provisioning system. Just a second. Once you go to the data model section, yeah, here you can see, guys, HRIS propagation XML file. So this is the file that I'm talking about, guys. This is the XML file that I'm talking about, and let me download that onto my system. Okay. I don't know, that's why I'm not able to download here, but let me show you. We already have the standard, right? Let me go to this HRIS propagation. At the same time, let me load that into the system.
Raghu, when you're trying to download it from the system, that means it is already in the system. So why we need to upload it again?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not able to download from the system, guys.
No, that means it's already in the system, right? So why we have to upload it again to the system?
It doesn't cause any harm, right? See, we haven't configured anything yet in your propagation data model.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you are loading that, we already loaded that 3 days back, and we haven't touched the data model yet. And I don't know like what is the reason behind I'm not able to download that from the provisioning system, and that is the reason, just to make sure I'm loading it again, guys.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know like what happened with that. Let me upload this once, and then I can do the configuration, or I can download it again just for your sake. 1 second. 1502 and the propagation. This is the propagation. Let me submit that. It is, because you can see here now it was uploaded, right? Let me just try to download it, guys. 1 second. Let me see what happened. Yeah, it's working fine, guys. I don't know like why previously it did not. Okay, it is now as usual. You are going to download it from your provisioning system and get that to your desktop. And this is your propagation data model. It's pretty simple, guys. Just try to understand that. It's pretty simple, guys. You see here, if you take about, let's say if you are in the job information, right now whatever the example that we have seen is the job information. And so in the job information you are trying to populate the standard weekly hours. Okay, and so if you read this example, guys, if you read this particular example, you can see here if you read this particular tag, forget about the rest of this file, guys. I'll explain you this file. If you just read this tag, the propagate, your tag is propagate, and you are reading from foundation element location, and you can see here you are trying to populate some field called as time zone. Time zone is the field, and this time zone you are referring inside the job info object. Okay, and in the same fashion you see here where it is. 1 second, guys. Location, country. Okay, this is what we have seen, guys. I'm just searching for that. If you just read this line, says the source is your foundation object company, and you're trying to populate the destination HRIS element job info, and the field that we are trying to refer is the standard hours, guys. Let me repeat that, guys. You are getting the standard weekly hours from the foundation object. Company is your foundation object, guys. Inside the company, you are referring the field called as standard hours, and you are trying to populate the destination. The HRIS element is the job info. Job info is nothing but object, guys. I'll show you where it is. It will be in your succession data model, and inside the job info object, you are populating the standard hours, guys. Is it clear, guys? Let me show you that on the data models, and let me show you on the data model, okay? Then you can ask me questions. 1 second, just hold a minute. So if you go to your data models, one is your corporate and another is your succession data model. This is your corporate data model. And let me open the succession data model also. Okay. And if you see, guys, just read this tag, guys. Don't worry about rest of this information. If you just read this tag, you see your source is you are inside a propagation tag. Yes, that's good. And inside the propagation tag, you are referring to a foundation element ID, nothing but you are referring to the foundation HRIS element called as company. So let me go to the company in your corporate data model. I'm just going to the corporate data model here, guys, and I'm going to company. Just keep a search, guys. It's not more than that. You can see I am in the HRIS element company, And what I am doing in my propagation data model is I am again going back to my propagation data model, guys, just for your information. And here you can see I am referring the standard hours field in my foundation object called as company. So if you go to the company HRIS element, I should have a field called as standard hours. Let me open this left hand side bar for easy navigation, and let me keep it cursor here. I should find a standard hours field, guys. Start date, end date, default pay group, default location, country, standard week. Yeah, you see here the standard. This is the technical ID. That is the reason I told you, right? Your system will understand only the technical ID. You see here, this is the label that we are seeing on the screens, but back end, this is the technical ID of the field that system understands. And you see here, company dot standard hours. If you talk about object oriented notation, guys, company dot standard hours you are referring, and this is what you are doing, company dot standard hours. This is your source, company, and standard hours your source. And if your source, you have already determined your source and you are trying to populate the destination. Yes, you are telling to the system, my destination is HRIS element ID job info. Where is your job info? If you go to your succession data model, this is your succession data model, guys. Yeah, you can see here, this is your succession data model. So inside the succession data model, one second, guys. Oh, sorry. Oops, guys, sorry.
For me, it's difficult to understand. How do you get to know that this field is available on this row? I mean, you're scrolling down, or you're finding from left columns. Can you give us, or just suggest us a trick how to understand that this field belongs to definitely from this line?
No, I didn't get your. This field belongs to this file and this line. That is what your question?
This line, yeah.
No.
Probably we don't understand the syntax of that code, so that is the reason.
No, that is the reason I am going a little bit slow and I'll explain you step by step, right? See, you are, let's say, let me go back to the corporate data model. Yes, you want to find the company HRIS element, right? The best way to do that is like give a search, guys. First thing is like give a search. You want to find a company. Okay, give a search. Keep F3, it will keep on move forward. Yes, you can see here, you found the HRIS element company. And whenever you want to see the fields inside this particular corporate data model company, see here, if you navigate it here, it is going to take a lot of time for you. And it is, you never know that whether you will skip that particular thing or you will be able to find it out without any issues. So the easy way to navigate is, if you look at the left hand side, you can see here, the HRIS element that I selected here is now, you can see when I click here, right, on the left hand side, you can see this one is highlighted, which means that I have selected the company HRIS element. Okay, and if you click see here, all these are labels. You can see here my cursor is moving here on the left and the right hand side. You can see when I'm changing my mouse on the left hand side, you can see the highlighted line is keep on moving here. Is it Madan?
Yep, got it.
Yeah, you see here, yes, you finished all the labels, and now you can see you are moving to the field of your HRIS element company, right? And again your field has different components. You see there are a lot of fields inside the field. There are a lot of labels inside the field. Sorry guys. See, if you move on, right, yes, you can move that. Say if you don't want to do that, you know that you are already in the company HRIS element, and if you want to see like what are the fields, wheel name, description, and start date, and your end date, and your default pay group, and you can see default location, and you can see country, and your standard weekly hours. Yes, this is the standard weekly hours, and the technical field ID is standard hours, right?
Right.
Okay, and in the same fashion,
every field have one component, complete component, each field.
Yes, correct guys. It has a lot of information,
so
guys.
We need to check for all HRIS fields under HRIS.
No, once you identify the HRIS element, right, you will end up in searching only couple of fields. You don't end up all the fields of your data model. See, your data model is nothing but a collection of objects, nothing but HRIS elements. So once you isolate the which HRIS element, you will be searching for the fields inside the HRIS element, right? Okay.
For example, this standard hours. Okay, if we find out now standard hours, this field must be available at least couple of times. It's a single time, or I mean, this is not a single syntax, right? It must be available in this code multiple times. So my question was, how could you understand that this is the correct component where we need to do the changes just because of it is mentioned HRIS field? That's the reason, or is there any other?
No. See, one second. Let me start. See, you cannot tell that the same field cannot exist in any other object. We cannot judge that. Say, I have another object which can have similar field, and there is no restriction for that. Okay, you can see here there is another field somewhere else. Let me show you what it is. You see here there is some other object, stem, or you can see job class, job code. Your job code has similar field, the same field ID, but it is inside a different HRIS element. Are you able to follow me, guys?
Yes, sir, Raghu, we are following you.
Raghu, under HRIS element, there are many levels. When you expand that plus sign towards the left hand side, there are many levels.
Yep.
So what all information these levels?
So see, it's not levels. You see, it's nothing but it's a group of fields.
Language.
Yeah, you see HRIS element, the label for this element, say you are calling in English default language, you are calling it wheel. If you are using a different language, you have to show a different label to them, right? So that is the reason you are keeping different labels in different languages. And the first field is this one. You see here, the moment I selected here, my left hand cursor is moving to here. Yes, I am inside the HRIS element company, and I am concentrating on, or I am looking at the first field called as external code. If you remember, guys, you can see here the external code is the technical ID. And likewise, you can see I have another field called as wheel name. It is called as name. The technical ID is the name. So you can see here the name will be existing with different HRIS elements. But how you can refer to company name is company.name, right? So if you want to name the wheel name, if you want to identify the wheel name technically, you will call it as like you have to go to HRIS element company, and then you should look at the field called as name. Say if I want to look at the name of a business unit, then I have to go to the HRIS element business unit, and then I should look at the technical field called as name, right?
Got it, Raghu. Now
Yeah.
it's clear.
Okay.
So that's basically object oriented.
Exactly. Basically, guys, yes. Say if someone knows C++ or Java, right? If you have a class and how you are going to access that particular objects or the attributes inside the class is like you instantiate that class and you'll get an object dot that attribute name, guys. It is going to be in the same fashion. So if you are unable to understand that, that's good, guys. And you can see here you have the job information. We are talking about the propagation, guys. If you come back here, we have seen that what is my source here, and I am trying to find out what is my destination here. The destination is the job information and the standard hours, right? So based on your experience, you will come to know, guys, the job information is going to be in succession data model. And obviously the principle behind that is, yes, your job information, employee job information is relevant to the employee data. And all your employee data is going to be built using the succession data model, guys. That is the principle behind that. And that is the reason I am going 99% sure that it is going to be available in my succession data model. And that is the reason here you can see I went to the succession data model and I found the HRIS element, that object called as job info, right? And inside that you will see the weekly hours, guys, standard weekly hours. You can also navigate, guys, but it is going to take some time for you to find out that division, department, location, time zone, cost center. Let me get that, guys, one second. Yeah. You see here, you have the standard weekly hours. And the technical ID you can see here, guys. Remember this thing. This should be the same thing, guys. Standard hours. Yes, you can see here the standard hours are in the same syntax. You have an hyphen here, whereas here you don't have an hyphen, guys. So you have to give the exact name of the destination HRIS element and then the field ID, guys. Is it clear, guys? If not, I'll repeat it for you guys. No problem. And if you understand that, guys, you can see you have to always follow this syntax, guys. You have to open a propagate tag and you have to close that with a propagate tag. And inside that, yes, you are reading the company source object and you are trying to read the field called as standard hours and you are trying to populate this thing. That's good enough. And again, say if you are reading from the company and you are trying to read the country value and you are trying to populate the job info and country of company. Yes, you can see here, you are trying to populate two destination fields by reading two source fields. One is your company.standard hours, another is company.country. Right? Say if I don't have this requirement, I don't need to populate the company.country in the job info.country of company. I can just delete that. It's as simple as that, guys. You can see here, right now it's a pretty simple rule, your propagation rule. You have a propagate tag and you are closing that propagate tag, which is good. And here you can see you have a source field tag and you are closing that source field tag here, and you have a destination tag opened here, and this destination tag is in the same line, right? That is the reason you can see they closed like this. Rather than closing like slash destination in a new line, they close like this, guys.
So whenever we want to populate a field in destination, it has to be come with hyphen in between?
No, guys. No. See, if your destination field has already a hyphen, yes, you have to do that. You see here, the time zone is, there is no hyphen here.
Yep.
Okay. And in the same fashion, let's say if I want to keep my own propagation rule, which is like, say if I want to keep a relationship between my company location and our company or location, anything, guys, let me go to the screen where I can see a good example. Yeah.
Where's the screen?
Okay. Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, you can see, guys, what I am going to do, like I am interested in doing couple of fields from your location to couple of fields on your job information. That is what I want to do. Let's say I want to capture the location and I want to populate that location data somewhere. Where is the default location? In fact, like what I can do is, guys, I can capture some weekly hours in the location object and I can to populate the standard weekly hours on the job information. So I can do that, guys. So let me do that, guys. 1 second. I don't know, guys. Most of the data has been deleted from the system. Okay, no problem. So what I want to do is, like, let me repeat that, guys. You have a location. Location is the foundation object. We all know that. And from the location object, I want to get the standard weekly hours rather than getting from the company, and I want to populate it here, guys. Okay. So let me do that. So in order to work on that, let me show you another important thing, guys. You see, so far what are the rule that we discussed is the 50% of configuration, guys. And the other 50% is here, guys. You can see here. This is going to be very important, guys. Even though you keep a rule, if you don't have this mapping, it doesn't work, guys. Basically, this mapping will tell you what are the objects that you are trying to interconnect here. That's it, guys. Nothing more than, you can see here. If you take our specific example, yes, you can see here, you are propagating, you are keeping a mapping between your foundation object company and your HRIS element called as job info. And forget about this external code. You can see all those things are going to be external code. And this company, whatever you are seeing in the last, right, it is nothing but the company field, the company HRIS element, whatever you keep here, right, that is what you are going to keep here. So basically you are doing a mapping between your objects, guys. Yes, I want to map the data from your foundation object company to the job info object in your succession data model. Yes, your propagation is going to work only between your foundation and your succession data model objects, guys. And so if you are creating one more field inside the same company and your job info, right, you don't need to keep one more mapping here. The existing mapping is sufficient to get the data from your company to the job information, guys. Yes, you can see here location and job info is already there. So you don't need to worry about that. You don't need to worry about that, guys. So what I'm going to do is like I'm going to keep a new rule here. So I am trying to get the data from the location. So I don't want to get the standard weekly hours from the here. I don't want to get it from here. So I have to close or I have to comment out this, guys. One second. I'm just like you with your XML file, guys. I'm not very good with respect to XML files. Just bear with me, guys. So I commented this out, guys. You can see here. And what I have to do is like I have to get the standard weekly hours from location, and I want to populate the standard weekly hours from location object. Location dot standard hours is what I am trying to read, and I want to populate it into job info dot standard hours, guys. So that is what I want to do. And so I already have a relationship between the location and job information objects, and that is what I did in the mapping, guys. Propagation mapping is what I kept a relationship between your objects. Then only you have two things. One is your rule, another is your objects mapping. Once you have both the things, right? Let me save this. Okay. So I have the propagation data model which is ready, and I have to load that into the system. So before I go ahead and load that into the system, let me create some locations and make it available to the system, guys. So I have to, in order to populate the data, let me go back to the administration tools. Manage org pane job structures. You have to create the complete chain, guys. You have a company, you should have a company, you should have a business unit, you should have a location. So whatever the relationship exists, right? Whatever the association that we kept, you should have all that entities, guys. Then only you will be able to see the final result, the data being populated to your standard weekly hours, standard hours of your job information object, guys. So we all know that we have a wheel called as like AS underscore USA underscore company, right? And we have a business unit. And let me go to location. One second, let me get it from here. It's pretty easy. Let's say AS underscore USA underscore NY is the location that I'm trying to select here. And you can see there are standard weekly hours of 32. And that's fine. AS underscore USA is the, let me check, guys. Okay, let me associate it to US underscore company. Okay, let me load the data model here, and we'll see, guys. You can see your propagation data model. This is your propagation data model, guys, and we are working in the March directory and HRIS propagation. Let me submit that, guys. So we submitted that. Let me log in here into the instance. So you have a business unit, you have a location, sorry guys, you have a company and you have a location. The association is already there. So let me go ahead and hire a new employee. AS underscore USA underscore company. That's the one. You can find this validation rule in the section data model, because I didn't explain you that, but you can find this validation rule inside the section data model. If you go to the national ID field, yes, that is where you can see this validation rule, the formatting, everything. You can easily understand that. That is the reason I didn't discuss about those things, but you can find that in the section data model, guys. It's pretty straightforward rule, guys. Using that, right, you can always create your own validation rules in the XML file as well, guys. Have a look at it. If you don't understand, just let me know, guys. I'll explain you again. But it is straightforward rule, guys. Oops. Okay. So you already selected ASUS underscore company, and let me go to location. No, there are a lot of rules written inside that, and we are not able to get the actual. Okay, that's fine. You see here, I'm not able to get the location, guys. Just trying to see, guys, what is the best way that I can help you to understand this. Because what happens, like you can restrict like what business unit can be associated to company, what are the things that you want to show, right, using the business rules, guys, which we haven't discussed yet. Hold on a moment, guys. Let me try these things. Let me try that, because I have no option. Just give me a second, guys. Okay, you have an association between wheel and business unit. Let me go to business unit. Yes, for IND. Which is fine. And now if you go to your location, and your location has relationship with your wheel, and this is not coming up, guys. Yeah. Let me try this thing, guys. If not, I'll populate the data tonight. Just trying to populate some data, guys, just to quickly check that. Oh God. Five numbers, 3 ends. Oops. No guys, this is not coming up.
Probably will give you time to sort it out today.
Pardon?
They'll give you time to sort it out.
Yeah. Let me populate the data, guys. I'll probably like we are done with the configuration, and only thing is like we need to have the data to see the data is going to be populated here or wherever you need it, and if not, like I'll try to create at least like probably like we can use this field, guys, working days per week to be populated from your company. That's what we can do in tomorrow's session, guys. If not, if this is not going to work right, definitely I'll take this example and I'll show you guys. But if you understand how you are going to keep the rules in the propagation data model, yeah, that's the important thing, guys.
We need to go through the rules again, please.
Yeah, tomorrow I think we can repeat.
Yeah, sure.
And Raghu, THR 81 material you sent, module 6, 7, 8, videos are not opening up.
I don't know, guys. The videos are not opening. They are playing on my system.
No, for module 6, 7, and 8.
6, 7, 8?
Yeah.
One or two I removed it because there is information that I cannot share with you guys.
No, for module 6, 7, and 8, there's nothing opening up, like no major file video.
And Raghu, I have a question. In that videos, there is inside one more video, they say, okay, go through this video and then you will be able to understand this, and we are not able to play that video inside that video. Right?
See, guys, I really not able to help you out with that, guys.
No, but for 6, 7, and 8, nothing is opening up. Raghu, can you please check?
Even if I check right, I cannot help you out, guys. I'm not an expert with those videos. That is the reason that is the reason I will tell you in the first session itself. I cannot help you out with these videos. I know like people are like very enthusiastic to go through those videos, but only thing I can tell you that I can have a look at it, guys.
Yeah, because nothing is opening up in those last three.
Correct, guys. I agree with you. Just let me have a look at it.
Let's go and check the access, but it doesn't work.
Who is it, guys?
Sandy.
Apparently, Multicat doesn't have video.
One second. Hold on a minute, guys.
Sandy. Yep, that one.
Let me try here, Sandy. Then I'll show you. It's not password problem. You can see here. You have to see here, guys. Invalid manager detected. That is the problem. It's not password problem. Login unsuccessful. Invalid manager detected. That's the problem. Let me correct that and I'll send it to you, Sandy.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can become a manager. Not a big deal.
Sure.
Raghu, same is the case with me, I guess.
Yeah, that's the reason. Like, if you just send me like your password is not working, at the first thing what I do is like I'll reset your password and set a new one. If you look at this reason, right, this is the reason, actual reason. Even if you keep n number of times, it doesn't work. You have to change. I have to change your manager. I'll change your manager because your manager might have inactivated. Someone might have inactivated your manager, so you don't have any hierarchy in your system, employee central system, and as the system is not able to find a hierarchy, right? It doesn't allow you to load into the system. It logging into the system, guys.
Right. So the password you recently set for me is also not working, Raghu, somehow. So maybe that's the reason, like, you know.
Yeah. I'll look into it. Who is this? Sorry, guys.
Rupesh.
Yeah, Rupesh. I'll do that. I'll look into it, Rupesh.
Yeah.
Smita here. I just got the email that you sent at around 8:30, but even I cannot log in. It says password or username invalid.
Okay.
And Raghu, I did not receive an email from you, Shweta.
Yeah, I'll look into it. Shweta, Rupesh, Sandy, Smita. Yeah, I'll look into it, guys.
And Raghu, I have a question regarding this propagation rules. So this propagation rule is written only from based on the source being foundation object and the destination being succession object. It cannot be vice versa, or cannot be from succession to succession.
No, it is only from your foundation to your destination succession data objects, guys.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, Raghu, Sudhir here.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sudhir.
I think I had the same issue with the login.
Sure, sure. I'll look into. Let me take a note, guys. Otherwise.
I think it looks like.
Yeah. Sure. I'll do that. No problem, guys. Let me look into it.
One more question. Yeah, question. In the video, they are referring some handbook. Is there any we can get that handbook?
Yeah, I'll send it to you guys. I already have all those things. Let me share those things with you guys. Yeah.
That's very great.
Yep, I'll do that.
Hey Raghu, I have a question. When you were, you commented on the standard hours. Can you just let me know why did you comment on the standard hours?
See, I don't want to get the company hours from the company, standard hours from the company. I want to rather get them from the location standard hours. That is the reason at the first step I don't have multiple rules. I should not want to keep multiple rules, right? See, I have the source and I have the destination defined, and even if I define one more source, right, it doesn't make sense, right? I don't want to do that. Your company is going to have the highest precedence, right? That is the reason earlier if you see our example, company.standard hours is going to be propagated into location.standard hours. But I don't want to do that. I'd rather than getting it from the company, I want to get it from the location. That is the reason I commented out the company standard hours.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Whose else ID is not working, guys? Shweta, Smita, Sandy, Rupesh.
Raghu, this is Sri. I think you can send it to me.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, Raghu, I think this is Ray. My ID.
Raghu, please send it to me.
Motion, you are not working. Your ID is not working.
Yes, the new one that you sent me, I cannot log in.
Okay, yeah. Okay, guys, I'll look into it. No problem.
Can you add my name, please?
Yeah. Who is this?
Sudhir.
Yeah, Sudhir.
Thanks.
Sure. Okay, guys, no problem. Sorry, guys, I took some time to set up your IDs. Yeah, but I'll set it tonight and I'll reply to you in email, guys. Yep. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your time. And yeah, we'll meet in tomorrow's session, guys, at the same time, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Bye.